Okay, I'll confess, I never really cared for Monster High when I was young. I wasn't interested in the series, and they didn't sell any of the dolls where I lived because everyone would have freaked out because of witchcraft or whatever. The only reason I even got into the fandom was because of G3, so maybe that's why I have a soft spot for that generation. I get people have a lot of nostalgia for G1, and the new dolls are quite different from G1, but I like them both for different reasons. Now, what I will say is that the TV show designs are low-key a bit of a flop, and are very, very different from the dolls, which kind of makes no sense to me because isn't the TV show supposed to be marketing the dolls? Why would the TV show look worse than the dolls? But that's besides the point. In this video, as if I was called to design the dolls for the show and also design the TV show. This is all just for fun, and I just, want to have fun doing all these crazy designs because Monster High designs go all out. So I want to try and push myself a bit out of my comfort zone and really, go all in. And with all that out of the way, let's get into the designs. Claudine was probably my second favorite of G1, and it's definitely my least favorite design, both in terms of dolls and the show. I hate her hair, and I hate the rose gold and purple that they decided to do because it just clashes so much and it makes the design look very muddled and hard to read. I also really dislike the glasses they decided to give her. Not the fact that she's wearing glasses, because I can definitely see Claudine wearing glasses. I just hate the frames. They're so chunky and they don't fit her face well. I feel like they could have definitely given her a better pair of glasses. For my design, I made the shocking decision to chop off all her hair, and I feel like it would suit her more. And I know Mattel has an irrational fear of women with shorter hair, but I don't give a fuck. I definitely put in less detail than Monster High does because I needed to preserve my own sanity, and if I tried to do that, it'd probably take me months, and I don't want to be doing this design for months, sorry to say. I'm not one for mixing big patterns together, maybe some stripes, I can mix them, but leopard print and the claw marks is it's all too much, plus the moon and the star motifs is it's all too much to balance. I think I did it well because I gave her a monochromatic color scheme, so I think it blends well, but I don't know. Also, I decided to give her some actually good shoes. I don't know what the hell she was wearing before those busted ass sneakers. She's definitely a boots girly. She seems like someone's wearing heels, she's wearing boots. I don't know why they gave her those ugly ass sneakers. I also want to talk about the half werewolf thing they decided to do. While I don't think it works with the show or in the context of the show or the movie at all, I can see how it can work in a different context because werewolf rules are different in every show, every universe. So, and in the Monster High universe, I can see how it would work too because werewolves, there are two wolves inside me, sorry. Werewolves are just, anthropomorphic wolves. So I can see how if they just tone down her wolf features and her wolf powers were very, limited, I feel like they could have made it work. But why would they want to do that? Because yes, it makes sense for the lore, but it makes her design a lot less eye-catching because now she just looks like a regular girl, which is very boring. And I feel like that would have just gone down worse with the fans because you just got rid of all her wolf features and everything that made her cool and just made her into this completely new, boring, bland character. I always wanted to talk about the personality change because I can understand why they did it, but I just hate the whole stereotypical nerd girl vibe they give her, oh, I'm so quirky and shy. I really don't like that archetype. I mean, I don't hate it, but they just made her so bland. They probably gave her this brand new personality is that they probably wanted to distance themselves from G1 and stand out. Claudine is now the main character, and a lot of main characters tend to be more subdued in their personality because if they're at a 10 all the time, which side characters are allowed to be? Well, obviously Claudine in G1 was very nuanced. She was written well, but she had a very strong personality, and people with strong personalities, I don't know, I don't feel like they make bad protagonists, but I feel like audiences tend to get annoyed with them sometimes, which I feel I would rather have a main character who has a very distinct strong personality than one who's bland and a self-insert, which that's what I feel like they try to do with Claudine in the new generations. They try to make her very self-insert and what the average twin girl would be which in my opinion they failed at because most people I've talked. Most people who I've seen talking about the show have said like, oh, I don't really like her new person. Like Claudine is definitely the one they don't like the most. So I feel like I get why they changed it, but I just feel like it was to their detriment, because a lot of people look at this new generation because like, oh, they have nostalgia for the older generation, because G1 and G3 are not that far apart. Like, yes, you're introducing to a new audience, but a lot of the audience who are buying the G3 dolls have probably seen G1. So I don't know, I feel like they should have just kept it similar, and maybe not kept it similar. I don't know. I feel like they should just put more thought into the whole G3 thing in general. But enough, complaining about G3. Here's Claudine. I really like the design I gave her. Like, I think it's my favorite one out of all of them. I'm not sure yet. Okay, I need to rank them at the end. Now, a very big and controversial change they made in G3 is that they made Laguna blue. Well, not blue. I think I may prefer the blue, but I also definitely understand why they got rid of it and changed her to pink. Already in the cast, we have two main dolls that are, their main color is blue. So having another one being blue is like, it's too much blue. We need another color, which, yes, they chose pink. But like, at least it balances out. 2 pink, 2 blue, 1 purple. Her original design was very sporty and athleisure, and I kept a bit of the sporty vibe, but I definitely went very Yaru, very like beach babe for her design. I generally I feel like if you see my art, you can see I really like the Yaru, like beach girl style a lot. It's so fun to draw, and it's like, I just love it. I took a lot of inspiration from the Manba Garrett style because it's very beachy, which totally suited her. Also, searching up the style, I was so confused because all the girls were so over tan to the point that they were the same shade as me. Apparently, the Mamba style has entered a lot of controversy because people tend to over tan, which is a shame because it's probably one of my favorite like Gyaru subcultures, but that's enough of that tangent. I do kind of miss Laguna's Aussie accent, even though it was kind of bad. It was fun, it was camp. But I do like seeing Latina rep, even though it isn't all that good because they kind of made her like an angry, feisty Latina. But, we'll move past that. We'll just not look at that. Like Laguna and H2O just add water did irreparable damage to my psyche because they made me associate Aussie girls with like sea creatures. Like every time I think of like a sea creature or sea monster, I think Australia, I think New Zealand. Hands down had the most fun designing Laguna's design because it is very similar to how I design most of my characters, and the color palette was just a chef's kiss. Like I use this color palette all the time. It's very pansexual pride flag, which we love that. I definitely struggle with all their designs because I really do love bright colors, and even though G3 is a lot brighter than G1, the colors that they do use, if it's not like black or like dark colors, it's very like pastel, and I really do not like using pastels. I'm very much a bright girly. I don't hate pastels. I don't like mixing pastel colors with dark colors. It just doesn't work. It's like too extreme. I don't know. I feel like a dark color and a very bright poppy color works a lot better. You see how I really struggled in the next design because my god, that one was torture. Anyways, I really love my Laguna design. She looks so cute. If I had her as a doll, like bro, I would not let anyone rest because she's so cute. Oh, Frankie, I had all the trouble in the world with their design. I really love Frankie and I really love their design, so it was really hard for me to come up with any new ideas for them. I really liked a lot of the changes that they made with like their prosthetic leg and their hair. So ultimately, I struggled a lot because I didn't just want to redraw the same outfit and I didn't have any particular style or aesthetic I was pulling from, so I was not doing well. And it does make sense for Frankie to have like, mismatched styles, but it really affected the way I, went about the design, and you'll see that in this speed because it was bad. My biggest issue was definitely the color palette because the G3 color palette is very trans pride flag coded, which I do like. and I wanted to honor that, but it was just too difficult because, as I said before, pastels and dark colors and trying to mix those two for me is very, very hard. I don't know how to like mix those without it looking like off. In their design, they have these random ass bright yellow shoes, which is like, why? I like how they look, and I like they add the pop, but with the blue and the pink pastel, it's like it's too much. Like they have teal skin, they have like blue and white hair, they have green thunderball earrings, they have yellow shoes, and then they have, you know, pink and blue, you know, accents with like a very dark blue color scheme. It's just like it's too many colors and they're a bit too random. Very, very last minute, I got rid of the pink and teal, and that helped so much, and I replaced them with lime greens and yellows because it just bit them a lot more than, you know, the blue and pink. I wish I could use like the trans flag the trans flag, you know, color palette, because it does look nice, but I don't know, I don't think it'll work. Maybe I'll try again one day and try and use that and stick strictly to the color palette, but I don't know, I don't think I'll be able to do that. The only thing is, I didn't like Frankie in G1 because they were very bland in G1, but now in G3 I really like them. I don't know, I guess their personality like jumps out to me more. I don't know, I really just do not like a lot of main characters because they tend to make them boring and like, you know, blank slate and, you know, very like bland so that anyone can project themselves onto them. But with Frankie, they definitely, you know, have a lot more of a personality, and I really like the fact that they have a relationship with Cleo. I think that's very cute. Finally, the lesbians get to be recognized in the Monster High universe. That is all for Frankie. Shout out to all my MBs in the crowd. I hope I did you guys good. Okay, to be honest, I was kind of confused at first at what monster Claire was supposed to be. I assumed she was supposed to be a mummy, which she is, but she really isn't giving mummy at all. She just looks more like a cartoonified Cleopatra, which is obviously where they took heavy inspiration from. But I'm just gonna leave the Cleopatra inspiration because I don't want to make her unrecognizable, but I just feel like she doesn't really give mummy, both in the original G1 and G3. I also like that I've not talked about G2 at all. I don't know anything about G2. I didn't even know it existed until people were like, you know, drawing comparisons between the three. I don't know anything about that, and I don't really have the energy to look into it. Her show design is a little bit bland for me. It's not bad, I don't hate it, but her doll design is what, oh my god, I love it so much. I think low-key, I think I like copied the doll design for her, like the outfit where like you can see her full body. I think I just copied that, but like made some modifications. I'm pretty sure I made worse modifications, to be honest. Like I low-key feel like the original outfit is better, but I still really like, you know, the interpretation that I gave, but I low-key like the original. Anyways, enough of that. The major thing I changed though was the hair. I don't like the blue hair. I actually, I don't know why they would give her blue hair. It's just like, once again, same thing with Claudine. It just clashes way too much, because if you're gonna give her blue hair, then that means you have to give her a different color outfit, and that color outfit will probably be like beige and gold. But the problem with that is it will blend in a lot with her skin tone, so I don't think it can really work unless they want to give her like a whole new color, but I don't see any other colors working. So I feel like the brown is very good. With the brown, like the gold tinsel, like that's what they did for the G1 original design, so I just gave her that back. And I also got rid of the side part because I believe the blunt bangs just really like give Cleopatra, and it makes her very recognizable. I know like Dracula also has blunt bangs, but well, not really blunt bangs. Dracula has more of like a widow's peak type of bang, so I feel like it still makes Cleo stand out, even though like they both have similar-ish hairstyles. Thing that I struggled with like throughout the designs was definitely the shoes. The only person that I had like that I drew their shoes like that and I was happy with was Claudine. Everyone else was like a struggle, but we'll just look past that because I don't like thinking about shoes. I really hate drawing shoes, especially high heels. I love so many characters I draw wear high heels. I just don't know how to draw them. I need to learn because like the high heels are like very small. Like I want them to look like high heels, but I just don't know how to draw them. And also when I'm wearing high heels, like it affects the height of the characters a lot. So it's like, I don't know, I want them to be wearing high heels, but I still want them to be like the actual height they're supposed to be. I need to get out there. I need to like do some like shoe studies, I guess. The biggest thing I'll probably say I dislike about G3, which is probably the big thing I also dislike about G3, like in general, is like the personality change, especially with Cleo. They didn't make her like that different, but they made her like a lot nicer, and they made her have a lot less edge. I feel like that's what this new generation is missing, like edge, and like what made the Monster High feel unique. Like it was like cool, it was different, but then now it feels very corporate and sanitized, and I can see that with Cleo because she just feels a lot nicer. Like when you think Cleo, you think of a bitchy girl, and I love that for her. It's like, yes, go off. Like that's why she's my favorite character, but then they changed her. They made her like very like not nice, but like, you know, they made her like very like, you know, nicer. Also, I know a lot of people don't like the fact that Cleo and Deuce broke up. Oh my god, that was a fumble. Cleo and Deuce broke up. But I don't know, I feel like the Cleo that is there now and the Frankie that we have now, in my opinion, they work together very well and they're very cute together. And if you still like or prefer Cleo and Deuce, there's still, you know, the old generation is still there, but I get why people, you know, wanted them to stay together. I think in the G3, it's Claudine and Deuce. I don't see that. I'm very, like, I don't see that at all for Claudine. And that's why I really don't like Claudine. Like, in my AU, Claudine is the same as she was in G1 because I really do not like the personality change that they gave her at all. Like, her sibling rivalry with Nephara. I don't know if this is like a new thing they added or if this was like, you know, classic Cleo lore, but I really, you know, like it. It's fun. That is all for Cleo's design. She has always been a that girl, and I don't know, her outfit looks great. Like, it's probably one of the best. Like, especially like on her second portrait of her body. Chef's kiss. Out of all the G3 designs, Draculaura probably received the most backlash, which is very annoying to see because people are just being transphobic as hell, which is stupid because we should be celebrating the fact that they're trying to make plus size dolls and like we have different body types, which not only is like, you know, good representation, but also like if you want to repurpose these dolls, you can use them for different things and not all of them have the same body type. And B, because Draculaura is barely even plus size. I don't think I can call her plus size. She's like mid-size at best. So it just was like really annoying. I tried to thicken her up so it's like at least maybe, you know, the backlash can be not warranted, but like, you know, maybe you can make a slightly more sense because it's like she's barely even plus size, guys. What are we're fighting over nothing. Like, anyway, sorry. Like, I was just annoyed by the whole fatphobia of it all because like, are we all dumb? Like, it was the most unintelligent, most unfunny, you know, fat jokes I've ever seen. It's like, bro, can we, like, grow up? Like, these are grown adults too talking about. Anyway, sorry to get annoyed. It's just, like, I hate when I'm seeing, you know, fat phobia on the timeline. It's like, bro, can we grow up? The only real criticism that I can kind of understand is the hair. Even though I do like Draculaura's hair now, like I have really no issues with it. I get why people are, because people are nostalgic for G1, so they obviously are going to prefer the section dyed hair. I don't know how to describe her hairstyle, but like the pigtails, you know, they prefer that. But I don't know, I really like the split dye. I also decided to chop off Draculaura's hair too, sorry. Oh my god, I just realized I chopped both Claudine and Draculaura's hair. They're gonna be together forever, okay? I believe in them getting together, lesbians forever. Also wasn't really sure whether or not I was gonna keep the witch thing they decided to add, which I really don't like. I just think it's a lazy addition. Just, you know, this one is to add things on for the sake of adding things on. But I decided to keep it because the witch hat looks cute, and maybe, you know, she's a vampire, but like, you know, she's just studying witch magic. I don't think she should be a witch because being a witch is like already like a, you know, a monster type. So maybe she's like just studying witch magic and like witch culture, but like she's not actually a witch. Maybe they could have done that, I don't know. Once again, I really struggled with the shoes. Don't look too close to them because they're really scuffed. I don't know how to draw loafers at all, but I tried my best, guys, okay? Don't judge me. I also tried to make her more chubby, but I don't know, I think I did. She looks more chubby, but I don't know, I think I could have pushed it more. I'm trying to, you know, get better at body diversity, which, I don't know, I feel like I'm all right at making diverse body types, but, like, I'm not, like, you know, as good as I could be. I could definitely push it more, especially with, you know, people being chubbier and definitely with muscular body types. I'm very bad at that, and I really want to try and get better at drawing, like, muscles and how fat distributes itself in different ways. Also, if the outfits aren't that romantic goth, I'm sorry, okay? I was less thinking of like romantic goth styles and I was more trying to incorporate like the Dracula, the vampire type styles, like the stereotypical vampire styles you think about. That's what I was trying to incorporate. Also, I was thinking of maybe giving Dracula gray skin, but I decided against it because it made her it made her look too unrecognizable. So I decided to not do the gray skin. But I don't know, when I think of vampires, I think of very desaturated, very gray, dead looking skin. But I get this is a kids line and they want the brighter colors so it attracts kids more. But I don't know, I feel like I could make the gray skin work, but just for marketability and recognizability, is that a word? I decided to keep the skin pink. And that is all for Dracula. She's looking very cute. Susie Suit, sorry. And that is the end of my Monster High journey for now. Maybe I'll do a sequel, and because I'm thinking of doing Gulia and Twyla, because those are two characters that I can see myself redesigning. Because Gulia, I really did not like her old design. Well, her old design, I like her old design. I don't like her new design that they gave her. It looks kind of ugly. Not even kind of, looks very ugly. The designs were a bit hard for me because I had to balance making them both detailed enough where you could make a doll out of them and not detailed enough so that I didn't want to rip my fingers off while drawing. Maybe one day in the very far distant future I'll make more, but as of right now, nuh-uh. If you want to see the art in this video, then you can go to my Instagram and Tumblr in the description below and see all my other art in general. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!